Hey there, Alan here, you're there, and I am here. And lugaw is an essential. For today's episode, I'm going to be talking about my favorite watch that I want to go on beating. A beater watch for me is a watch that can go anywhere. You can go to really wet places on it. You can go to really dry places on it. You can go to cold temperatures on it, or you can go to hot temperatures with it. Now that watch would be none other than the Seiko SKX. Most notably, the SKX 007, the all black James Bond, or the SKX 009 Pepsi. Let's go over to the specs of the 007 or the 009 first. By the way, I'm wearing my SKX 007 White Boy mod. The construction of the case back, and the bracelet is stainless steel. That's very important if you're going to be in an environment that's very corrosive, such as salt water. In terms of dimensions, it has got a 42.5 millimeters case size. Its movement is an automatic, which is the 7S26, and the power reserve of 41 hours. Now the water resistance for a dive watch is very important. It has got 200 meters of water resistance. Now the SKX didn't suddenly just magically appear. It has got its predecessor, which is the 7002 700A. This is where the SKX 007 came from. The 7002 would denote its movement. It just has a date complication compared to a 7S26, which will have a day-date complication. 7S26-0020 is the reference code of the 007 and the 009. This one is the 7002-708. So lots of the good looks that the SKX 007 or 009 comes from this model. So let's talk about the case size. Case size would be 42.5 mm. With the lug width, that means the strap or the bracelet that comes with it has a size of 22 mm. 22 mm is very prevalent. You can find lots of leather straps or bracelets and accessories for the 22 mm size. The thickness of a watch is very important because too thick, it's gonna be too top heavy. Too thin, it's like nothing on your wrist. This has got a 13.25 millimeters of thickness, and that size is way proven in the SKX track record. It just wears so comfortably. The crown placement on this one is in the 4 o'clock position. What that means is it will not dig into your wrist when you're doing flexing stuff because it is out of the way. It is more in a recessed point, out of the way from probing your wrist when you're bending it. Along with that one is the crown guards that protect the crown quite securely. Although it does have a screw down crown, the crown guards that flank both sides of the crown just protects it furthermore. Now let's talk about the dial of the SKX 007 or the 009. For a diver, it is very important to have luminous. Assumably that you're going to be taking this diving, you're going to be working in environments that are in low light conditions. Now, this diver has got Seiko's LumiBright. It has got a claimed 5 hours of luminous time if you've charged it long enough in direct sunlight or any other light source. It does have a very functional dial that does not confuse you when you look at it in low light environments. Some dials get very fuzzy and confusing. This one is a nice dial that's proven to be effective. Now protecting that dial is one of the SKX's debatable features. It would be the mineral glass, or in Seiko terms, it's called the Hardlex crystal. Seiko says it's just a little bit better than the usual mineral crystal that all the other watchmakers use. Being Seiko, they're using the Hardlex crystal because they don't want it to get damaged just in case you bang it hard enough in your tank or in the boat going up. And if it did crack like sapphire crystal would, then you've got a damaged watch, and that's why they use this Hardlex crystal on their SKX 007. Now the dive bezel. The bezel is the one that it times your dives in 15 minutes intervals or however minutes you'd want to time it. And it has got a pip loom and the 12 o'clock position that you can place it in your minute hands to view the elapsed time. Very smart and very effective. Now going back to the movement of the watch. The movement itself is a little bit outdated. It doesn't hack, it doesn't hand wind, but what the 7S26 gives you is a proven track record with a day-date complication. Also, it has got a dia shock feature, which does prevent it from stuttering. You know, another movement, the Miyota movement, it does have the Miyota stutter. When you bang it in something, it pauses a little bit. Now this 7S26, being Seiko, they engineered it with a dia shock feature that when you bump it, still goes and ticks. 21 joules, 21,600 beats per minute. It's got an accuracy rating of approximately -20 to +40 seconds per day. You know, that's just average. When I get this watch service, I usually have my watch tech send me a video of a time graph of my watches. And these 7S26s, they're about the +6, -6 area, average. So needless to say, Seiko has a very durable movement placed in this SKX model. The diving qualities of the SKX is the most prominent feature of the watch. It is certified ISO 6425. The main characteristics of that ISO certification would be a water resistant rating of at least 100 meters. The SKX 007, 009s have 200 meters water resistance. It would need to have a minute marking that is very much distinguishable on the watch face. It should be readable at least 25 centimeters away in total darkness. It should be resistant to magnets, shocks, and chemicals. It would have a unidirectional bezel in increments of 5 minutes. It should have an indicator that the watch should be running in total darkness. That means your second hand should have a lume on it so that you can see that the watch is indeed functioning and running. And of course, the strap or the bracelet should be solid, and it is. For a watch this affordable, all those characteristics has been checked out. So it's no wonder that this guy is a top choice among a beater watch in the price category. You get the most bang for the buck with this watch. So as I mentioned, the various SKX models would be the two main, SKX 007 and the SKX 00. No. SKX 007 is the black one, SKX 009 is the Pepsi red and blue one. Now, the J model would be the Japan-made version, and I like that better because where did Seiko come from? It came from Japan, and it should be that the Seiko models should be coming from Japan. The K model is an international version. It's a little bit cheaper, coming from a Malaysian, Singaporean, Philippine, or Hong Kong factory assembly. I would much prefer the J model. Not just me. I think everyone else that collect these prefer the J models. Now aside from the SKX 007, they also have a smaller version of the SKX 007. The SKX 013 or 013 is a 38mm version. What I have here is the SKX 025 J model. Similar to the 013, but the 013 is very much like the SKX 007 with a 4 o'clock crown. This 025J has got a 3 o'clock crown position. Size of the 013, which would be 38 millimeters of case size. After the SKX 013 and the SKX 025 at 38 millimeters, this would be the next one. This would be the SKX 031 and the SKX 033. 031 would be the black version and the SKX 033 would be the Pepsi version. Both of these have 3 o'clock crown positions. This would be Seiko's homage to the Rolex Submariner. This is the medium-sized version at 40 millimeters that I really like. So the SKX line is very comprehensive. I don't have them all. I do wish to complete them one day. I'm still looking for the SKX 171 and SKX 399. The 399 is something of a grail SKX collectors for me because it would be dubbed as the Filipino diver. It was produced here in the Philippines. I almost got hold of it, but I just it just slipped out. So I'm still looking for that. If you guys have any questions or any other inputs regarding the SKX line, I am by no means an expert on this one, but I just do love it. So if you do have some additional inputs, please put it in the comments below so that I can add this on the next video that I'm gonna be doing if and when I do get hold of any additional SKX's models from Seiko. This has been Alan. I do hope you like this video. Click the bell icon so that you'll be notified of future uploads that I do on this channel. Like button if you do like the video, and subscribe if you haven't. And as always, thank you for watching the video. I'll see you guys in the next video.